Hello and welcome back to another episode of Not Being Funny with me, Emily Moores. How is everyone doing this week? I have just come back from Liverpool because it's actually been my sister's graduation, so that was really fun. It's such a cute day. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a graduation or you've ever graduated, but graduations are just like really cute, and I feel like everyone's really happy, and it's just a lovely day. I don't know. I was sat on my own for a lot of the day because like you only get 2 tickets to a graduation, and obviously my sister's law, so it's a huge school, so they don't like have spare tickets, whereas when I did drama, so it was spare tickets because there isn't so many on the course, you know what I mean. But I went and found myself a little seat in a bar and watched it on a screen, and it took about an hour before it come on, and then it come on, and it took about an hour before she even got said, like, we're Moors, so it's an M, and to get to Moors took a long time. There was literally, I swear to God, like, they were doing it in alphabetical order, and it got to like the end of B, and I was thinking, surely not. Surely we've not been doing names for like 10 minutes and we're not even at B, we're not even at C. And I thought we were at Jones, I thought it said Jones, but it must have been like Domes or something. And I was like in a false sense of security of that we're on J, we were on D. Because then it went to like, I don't even know, it can't have been Jones, it must have been, maybe that was one of their names. Oh, and then it was like Davies, and there was like 10 Davies, and I was just like, holy moly, like, give me strength, like, get to M already. And then as soon as it got to M, it was like cute, and she walked across, she did a little bow, and then I had to move. I was like, I cannot sit on this backless stool for any longer. I've been sat in it for 2.5 hours in some bar that had no Wi-Fi, that didn't work, and I was just sat there like staring into space, talking to no one, needing a wee. And I thought, I can't leave now, I can't move because I've secured a seat, and now I'm gonna go for a wee and lose it and not see my sister graduate. And not actually come to my graduation though, but oh well. Yeah, it was dead cute, but it's just crazy to think that I graduated 2 years ago, and I feel like it was quite on par with, obviously I was speaking to all of my friends and they were saying like, oh, they're applying for this, they're applying for that, and like, as someone that is 2 years out of graduating, and some of my friends that have like just graduated as well, and they're like starting their job search, I was just like, hold on to your seatbelts, like, seriously, like, it's not an easy ride. I was speaking in my last episode that I had like a really exciting opportunity coming up, and I'd gone for an interview, and now I feel like I can speak about it because I didn't get it. Basically, I went for a role at Channel 4, and to be fair, I'm quite proud because it was my first like proper good interview with anything like that. So it was for an apprenticeship for a junior production manager apprenticeship, and I had to do like the paper sift, obviously, an online interview, which was quite long. It was like a lengthy 8 to 10 questions, and then an in-person interview where you had to make a presentation and stuff. So I have emailed them to ask for feedback and everything. And the interview, I think, went really well. It's not that I think it didn't go well. Like, I felt really confident walking out. There was a few questions that I thought, oh, I definitely didn't answer them strategically enough. I feel like I took them as more conversational, and as someone that literally does interviews, I shouldn't have thought like that. But you know, sometimes you're nervous and sometimes you think you'd be able to do all this stuff but you can't. But they were just kind of like questions like, how would you use your study day? Like, but they asked them so conversationally that I feel like I answered them so conversationally, when I should have been more like, you know, on the organisation. I would structure it, I would plan, like, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that is what they're looking for, and maybe I didn't give that. But it's a learning curve to be like on it and everything. And like, my dad yesterday was like, don't be so like, I feel like you're being negative about it. And I was like, Dad, let me have it. Like, let me have it. Like, because I feel like it's okay to sometimes be down in the dumps about things, that everyone is. I feel like I'm a very positive person, but just because I'm a positive person doesn't mean sometimes I don't like let things affect me, and like things do get you down, because it's one of them. Like, I'm talking to my friends that have been out of uni for like 3 weeks, and they're thinking like, oh, I'm fed up of getting rejected from jobs, and it's like, oh yeah, you're telling me, like, you know, I worked in hospitality for a year, which was, you know what, really lucky that I had a job that full time, and then it had money and everything like that coming in, and it had that flexibility as well. Like, I would say, like, if you are coming out of uni, definitely just get a part-time job, whether it be retail or hospitality. And maybe a 0-hour contract doesn't sound that good, but it's good in the sense that it's flexible. You can apply for things, or say if you're in the industry that I'm in, you can go to auditions and you can maybe go do extra or go do a bit of like work that's free and not going to pay you, but you still got that like comfort blanket of you have a job, you have money coming in, you can have shifts on the weekend or whatever. But yeah, and then obviously in that time I can't even describe how many jobs I applied for. Like, I'm talking like at least 200 jobs, if not more, like whatever, and you barely hear back from any of them. And then you get the odd interview. I had a few interviews. I had like a sales one, I didn't want that because it was like pyramid vibes. An NHS one, which, I mean, I would have gone for. It wouldn't have been my go-to. It was just like an admin assistant, which is what I do now. I didn't even think about like thinking about the public sector, which is hard because now I'm in the public sector, and like it's that weird thing of like there's not necessarily loads of development. Like, my friend has just got a job in some kind of like engineering, aero engineering place, and I don't know exactly what she does, but I know she's admin, but she's only worked there for about 2 months, and she's like flying through the ranks. But it's because it's like privatized, and she can say, look, I'm doing this level of work, so I want this promotion, blah blah blah, and they've just been like giving it to her, and like she's moved up the ranks in admin like that. And it's just like, now, the other day, Tuesday, marked a year of being in my job as an admin. And I think sometimes it can be a bit demoralising of like, God, I've got this degree, I know I'm a really smart girl, I know I can do this, that and the other, I'm really like tech savvy, I'm really good on social media, like I feel like my skills are limited, not limited, but my development is limited within this role because I have to apply for a promotion, and it's like a whole scheme of, in the public sector, a lot of people are being made redundant at the minute, and there isn't roles for internal members because people that are perhaps up for redundancy get given them roles first, which is more than fair enough. But like, then when you're in a role that is a low grade, you're not going to get that promotion, everything like that. So I didn't get this job, and this job would have meant I would have had to move to Leeds. It would have been on very similar pay to me, but I would have moved to Leeds. So I would have probably been down in money, but it would have been a great opportunity. However, I've had experience now of that kind of interview environment, and it was a really good experience. It was a really nice interview. I'm hoping to get some feedback and, you know, just like give me a bit of perspective on how I can improve on that and everything. But I just think I've picked a really hard industry to go into. And if you're also in my boat of like, I know a lot of people that have come off my degree and also are really struggling with, you know, what they're doing after. And not everyone has the privilege of knowing people. Like, it really is who you know, I think, in this industry. And if you don't know the correct people, like, I know a lot of actors, like trying actors, but it doesn't mean, you know, directors and like producers that maybe that can just get you on, or you don't know people that just work within that can maybe get you a running job or whatever. But you just gotta like make it and persevere. And the thing is with this industry, I was having like a conversation with my dad yesterday, and I feel like, you know, parents sometimes don't, if people don't understand or don't like understand what media is, and, you know, the roles in it and how hard it is and how many opportunities do I want you in it, and they've more been in a job that has like a more of like a promotion scheme, or, you know, something they've gone into and like stayed in it, like people don't always understand creative jobs. And I think like my parents have not had experience in creative jobs, so it's just no one in my family has, it's just kind of me. So I feel like that is that thing of like, you do feel slightly like an outlier, and that you're a bit delusional, and that like people don't get the delusion. And maybe it does seem delusional because I'm not getting anywhere with it at the moment. It's a bit like you're a sitting duck just like waiting to try and get this opportunity, but obviously you got to make that opportunity for yourself as well. And then I'm doing this, but like, you know, on a real, like, this podcast isn't getting loads of views or listens, or, you know, I'm not engaging brands or whatever. I'm not making money from this. This is a personal hobby. Like, I enjoy doing this, and maybe I'm not looking at it on at a business side of things, and maybe I should be doing that, and that would maybe, you know, up the ante on like the podcast and the YouTube and stuff like that. However, I don't know, it's a hard thing of like enjoyment, and then looking at it from a business point of view is so different, and I feel like it would change the form of my content, and maybe I do need to do that, and maybe that's a step that I need to do. But like, I feel like parents sometimes don't get that, or family members don't get that, and it's okay. And it's just like, I feel like I've just got the mindset of like, okay, I'll do it my own way. I will do it my own way. I'm gonna keep going with what I'm doing, and watch me, because one day I'm gonna get there, and I know I will. And I just have this like burning sensation in me that I just think like, I know I'm made to do creative things, and I'm just not sure how to get there yet, but I'm still persevering, I'm still doing my acting, and I know full well I'm not doing enough, but like, I'm still doing it. I'm not giving up. I might be plodding, might not be running yet, but like, I'm on the journey, you know what I mean? I'm still going with it. And maybe it feels like that for a lot of other people that do acting, or wanting to do work within media or journalism or production, or there's some kind of creative industry, whether it be dancing or singing, whatever. Like, it might feel like you're in a really stagnant place. And I know with like a lot of my acting friends, like a lot of them have agents. It doesn't mean that they're getting like lots of casting calls, they're getting lots of auditions. They got an agent, but they're still sat there, and they're still going to acting classes every week, and feel like they're not making any money, they're not making progress. Like, we often talk about in my acting class, like, when you're already at a level where you are good at, like, say, acting or whatever, like, seeing you perform, your progression is really hard, because progression somewhat you see as like getting jobs, getting money, getting paid, getting recognition, but it's not always that. And you've got to like see them personal milestones of like, oh, I did really good tonight, my acting developed for me, not just for my bank account or for whatever career choice out there. Like, I know I've chose a career path, like a desired career path, that is hard, and that isn't going to be easy, and there might not be a lot of money in it for a lot of it, and whatever. But I know this is what I want to go into. I know what I want. I know I want to be an actress. I know I want to perform. I know I want to talk. To be honest, I really want to do radio as well. Like, I can't describe that. When I sit in my car, like when I got my car, it kind of changed things for me. Like, I always knew I loved like broadcast and podcasting and stuff. I don't know why I never went on the student radio and like presented on the radio. I'd like done a few interviews and stuff on the radio, but never been like, I want my own show, and I so should have done that. Like, I don't know why I didn't. And if I'd gone back now, I definitely would. And I think if I was to do a master's, I maybe would join the society for that. I definitely should have. But I am thinking that I might like reach out to like Tameside Radio or High Peak Radio or something like that, and just see if there's any work experience going, because I know that just performing, connecting with people is what I enjoy to do. That's the kind of theatre and TV that I really like as well. Like, I'm not dead, it's never really like interested me, and I would definitely do it, like movies, but like movies is never been a thing. Like, you know, when people are like, what's your dream role, and that it actually is like TV. Like, I love soaps, I love TV dramas, your ITV dramas, your BBC dramas. Like, that is like my dream, and it actually is, because I love them like mundane stories, and them like real life stories, like people just acting stories that kind of feel close to home and that you can relate to and stuff like that. So that's really like what I want to do. But this is just like a little episode just to be like, if you're on that page, like, we're all on it together, we're all on the journey together, and it is hard, and sometimes it's not going to be so easy as you get all these jobs and whatever. but that delusion, like sometimes you just need the delusion, you know what I mean? Stephen Bartlett just got put in like the top 100 creators in the world, I think it was. I don't know if it was in the UK or in the world, but I feel like it could have been in the world, in some like magazine or on some blog or something. And he got interviewed about it, and he said that embarrassment is the key to success, or is the door to success. Like allowing yourself to be embarrassed by things that people may deem embarrassing, like me putting this out, like me doing TikToks, like me doing YouTube, doing a podcast, doing Instagram, whatever. Maybe you think I'm doing too much. I actually think I'm doing too little, and I'm aware I am. I don't think I'm doing enough on this, and I really need to up my game on it. And I've said that so many times, but like I need to drill it in my head that I need to do that. But embarrassment is the key to success, and to get embarrassed, like I'm sure every actor ever has gone through some embarrassing stage where people didn't believe in them. Acting somewhat is embarrassing, and it isn't embarrassing, but it's making yourself vulnerable. Acting is vulnerable, whether it be you're expressing real emotions, you're just putting yourself in front of people to be judged, you know what I mean? That is the embarrassment that people are looking at, you know. It's letting yourself be put out there to be assessed by all these people and watched by all these people, and actually just being like, I don't give a toss. And I actually don't give a toss. I couldn't give a toss if you think, oh, I'm not going to make it, or you think I'm cringy, or you think I'm this. You think I'm cringy because this is too scary for you to do. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, it is. Or if people are going to judge you, it's because they wouldn't do it themselves. They won't put themselves out there like that. But for you to have that confidence is just a talent in itself. Like, that is something magical in itself. And one day that talent is going to take off. Like, that confidence is going to take off. And you're going to stand out from people because you always put effort in. You always went for your dreams. You always went for things without caring what people thought. Yeah, so this was just kind of a little episode to like just drill that in. And I think that from now on, I might start really touching on this in my episodes. This is a big part of my life. Like, a big part of my life is trying to get to the career that I want, and I feel like it might give me some like clarity and some like pushing forward if I kind of like do that within my episodes, like hold myself accountable, talk about what I've been up to, my little endeavours with my acting and stuff like that, and get people in on it that also are trying to do things and trying to make communities or trying to make themselves who they are, whether that be through YouTube, through podcasts, through acting, through dancing, like whatever it may be. And just build up a little series of that, maybe like rising stars, like future stars or something. Like, I have so many talented friends that I can't even describe, whether it be through like sports, acting, dancing, talking, making things, you know, so many talented friends. And I feel like we need to collaborate and like do that together. So I think that is something that I am gonna do. But yeah, this was just my little ramble about that. Anyway, besides that, I've had a really lovely week, and I've got a really lovely weekend planned. And I'm really excited for it because I'm just going out with my friends and socialising, and that is something that I would have missed if I had moved to Leeds, because even though I do have friends in Leeds still, there's not that many of them there anymore, and like my friends here are just thriving at the minute, and I need to be thriving. Like, I am going to thrive, and I'm young, and things are going to come, and great things are coming, and I can just feel it. It just wasn't meant to be that great thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, let this tiny little episode be your push to keep going, not get defeated when you get a rejection. I feel like this industry is built on rejection therapy, like quite literally. And I was saying that to my mum and dad. I was like, look, like, yeah, like, let me have that day of being down, and I feel like I deserve that day of like being down and feeling sad about things, because I put a lot of effort into something, and I feel like, you know, you feel a bit trapped in your current job, or you feel like you're not getting anywhere. That's a valid feeling, but also like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and the industry I want to go into, like, I'm going to get a lot more no's than I'm going to get yeses. And that's just is what it is, like, in a creative industry. It's a very cliquey industry. It's hard to get into. It's just renowned for that. But yeah, don't let yourself get beat up about things when you don't get them. Keep going. Keep trying. Be yourself. Be authentic. And, like, be positive, to be honest. That's what I'm trying to do throughout it all. I've been on, like, a full-on job hunt today. Like, I've spoke to my manager and I've said, I'm going to go for this role, I'm going to go for that role, you know. And I just wanted to air that to her, just to say I am. And, like, I feel like they're very aware that I'm, like, ready to, like, move on, move up, whether that be within where I'm working or in somewhere else. But yeah, and it's also good to be transparent about that. Like, you don't want to lead people up the garden path and, like, whatever. Also, I'm like, why don't I apply for Love Island? Like, I think I might apply for Love Island. All my friends at work keep telling me to apply for Love Island. All my friends keep telling me to apply for Love Island. Why do I not just do it? Like, maybe I will. I think I would love it, you know? I would love to go on Love Island. Also, just to finish off this episode, I'm going to do my little debrief of Love Island as well, obviously. What the hell happened the other night with Harrison and Tony and Lauren? Poor Lauren. Like, poor Lauren. I love Tony, though. And, like, to be fair, when Harrison did go up to the terrace and say to Tony, I was like, oh, just pick him, because it's great TV. But also, like, Cash. I would have picked Cash over Harrison. Like, Cash. Harrison's hot. Harrison is just young. Like, I won't go for Harrison anyway. He's younger than me. And he's not that much younger than me. He's literally a year younger than me. But I think it shows. And I would have gone for Cash, because Cash is beautiful. The difference is, like, Tony obviously lives in America. I don't. And Harrison lives in America. And whatever. Cash, I think, lives in Manchester, so I would have been going for Cash, because Cash lives there. He's gorgeous, he's got nice style. I've seen him on TikTok dancing. He don't give no shits who is looking at him or whatever. And he cried. Like, when he cried, like, that actually broke my heart. Like, the way I was, like, actually, like, watching the TV, because, wow, like, I've not seen a man cry in a minute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why don't all boys not, and maybe they all need to just have, like, a minute of being locked in a Love Island house and being, like, humbled for a minute, because he didn't deserve the humbling, but, like, it got him in touch with his emotions. And I feel like some boys just need that, you know. Like, he said he's not cried in years, like, how bizarre. Like, I cry all the time, you know. I cried yesterday, I cried the day before. I'm not that loads of a crier. Like, I don't actually cry that much, but sometimes things get me, and I feel like it's more frustration. And the thing over my whole job thing, that frustrated me, and it did bring a tear to my eye, to be honest. I was sat in my office desk thinking I can't be too upset, and it probably was better that I was there, because it just distracted me, and I was like, ugh. But I was sat looking at my computer like, oh, I still gotta carry on doing all this admin work. And like if you work in admin, you just know that it's just like, it is mind numbing. It's literally mind numbing doing the same thing every day, day in, day out. So, like, get me in a Love Island villa. Like, I don't even know how much they pay. I don't think they pay very much. But, like, obviously if you win. But, like, I feel like it's not even about the winning. Like, the winning's really nice. But it's just, like, the opportunities that you get from it. And also, I can imagine how much fun. Like, how much fun to be in a villa. You can get dressed up. You feel like a Barbie doll every single day. You're in all these clothes. You're with all these girls. They're having so much fun. They're with boys. Like, you know what I mean? You're having a flirt every day. Like, who doesn't love a flirt? It's like you're on a date every time. You'd say, should we go in the pool? Should we go sit over there? Should we go here? Should we go there? Like, I'm not convinced I'd be very good on it, because, like, you know, you just think, oh, like, you feel like I don't give that energy. Like, I don't give, like, the dead dressing energy. But then also the girls this year are like, you know, I love Shakira is flipping gorgeous, but I love that in the day, like, she actually don't care. Like, she's got her hair slicked back. Like, they all have their hair slicked back, no makeup, and it's chill. And I feel like that is nice, rather than it being like sometimes in the All Stars. I feel like because they've all had that bit of exposure before and they have a bit more money to get all these things done, that it is a bit more like, you know, eyelashes and whatever. But also, I keep thinking, like, who is going in doing Tony's nails? Because they're, like, great, but they're right to the cuticle. And I'm thinking, are they, like, false ones, you know, that she's sticking on herself? They look too good. Surely, if they were sending some, like, really good nail tech in, why are the other girls just getting plain ones and Tony's getting, like, the wham nails? Has anyone else thought that? Because, like, I think the stick-ons, they must be stick-ons that they're just really good, you know, when you buy them sets. Because, like, why are the other girls not getting all this, like, fancy nail art? Her nails are sick. Like, point blank. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like she won't bin off Harrison. I feel like she might, like, fall out with him. But, yeah, I feel bad for Lauren. It is hard. And I feel like it's hard when you're in that environment, like, you're in bed together. If you're on a holiday romance, you probably would have slept with them after, like, 10 days. But it's that mindful thing of, like, she's probably thinking, like, oh my god, I've just slept with you on TV, and, like, people know, and my mum and dad will know, and has that made the cut? Like, that's probably what she's stressing about, like, has that gone on TV? And unfortunately it has. And, like, obviously they don't show things fully anymore, but there must have been other people that have been sleeping together, and it's just, I thought it's odd, like, it's not been shown, because the start of the series was very sexual, to be honest, wasn't it? Like, they really spoke about sex heavily all the time, and threesomes and stuff, and then it kind of went off that. They didn't talk about sex for a couple of weeks, and now it's really on, like, the sex game. But yeah, it's that thing, isn't it? But I mean, like, people have sex, they're all young, they're all hot, like, you know, there's condoms in there. And I was really shocked that they were like, Harrison and Harry and Helena haven't yet, when she said they've not really done anything. He's not done anything to her, she's just done stuff to him. And I thought that's actually typical. Like, of course he has, because his head is so, like, huge. He definitely wants Emma back, and I feel like I would kind of be like, yeah, go for it at this point. Obviously, she kissed Boris, didn't she, last night? And Boris looks like a good kisser, but he didn't want Billy Kiss. And Billy Kiss is now trying it on with Cash. I don't think it's going to happen, but I kind of could have shipped Emma and Cash, but looks-wise, but personality, I don't think she's over Harry. I think realistically she wants Harry back. But yeah, that's my little ramble of Love Island. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little short episode. It wasn't dead inventionary or dead, you know, going out there dead fun, but it was just like a little reminder to be like, keep going with these dreams. Being delusional is fine, you know. Be delusional. You've got to be delusional to be creative, and, like, one day you're gonna get there. And I need to get started on this new series that I've just thought of. But yeah, thanks for listening to another episode, guys, and I will be back next week with consistency, because consistency is key. Right, love you guys. Bye.